Hey everybody, Ryan Drury here for CanadaFootballChat.com, bringing you the final video in our 5-part series covering the Niagara Football Academy that we decided to call Niagara Football Academy Inside the Collapse, because that's essentially what happened at Niagara Football Academy. The program existed for a year under the tutelage of Trisha Levasseur, the program's founder, and former head coach Jeff MacArthur and his coaching staff. A lot of players signed up, around 40 or so, and it essentially has ceased to exist after 1 year of operation because of many financial problems. Now, as I've noted in past videos, Niagara Academy, that had an educational contract with the NFA, and Niagara Football Academy are in a lengthy court battle right now, and we've tried numerous times to get a statement from either someone from Niagara Academy or Trisha Levasseur herself. We haven't been able to get any statements from either side. We understand everybody wants to remain pretty tight-lipped in the midst of this court battle, but in this final video, I figured we'd bring you one little tidbit of information Trisha did throw out on a site called allcanadagridiron.com, and also do a bit of a synopsis of what we've seen in the series so far. In video 1, you'll remember we talked to former Niagara Football Academy head coach Jeff MacArthur. Jeff is a former college star wide receiver. He played with Aaron Rodgers in California. This guy's a football guy. He knows what's up. And he was brought on as the head coach at Niagara Football Academy. He is now the head coach at Canada Prep Football Academy at Pinehurst. And Jeff reached out to us and wanted to make sure that we made it clear he is the former head coach of the NFA program. And in video 1, we went over some of the details of the conversation I got to have with him via the internet, and he went over some of the details about how the program ran, the benefits he saw of it, and expressed his concern and condolences over why the program fell apart. And in video 2, we got to talk to a former player. I've also tried to contact multiple former players and haven't got a response from anybody, but we were lucky enough for video 2 to get a response from a young man named Kyle Ford, and he made no qualms about his experience at NFA and highlighted some of the experiences he had there, good and bad, and wasn't afraid to dole out criticism for who he feels is responsible for the collapse of NFA. And it was a very interesting conversation, and we're sorry that we weren't able to get more player insight, but we thank Kyle very much, obviously, for giving us insight for video number 2. In number 3, we moved on to some messages and statements that I was given by former NFA parents whose kids were involved. They wished to remain anonymous, obviously, because of the ongoing court battle, and so they wanted their identities protected, which was fine, but we appreciated very much so the statements they gave us. And they kind of went over the fact that the main sentiment throughout this entire unfortunate saga here that the parents echoed is that they felt that this program was beneficiary, that something like this in Canada is necessary for young football players, that under the right ownership and the right direction, that this program could be a really big success. And obviously Coach Jeff MacArthur is hoping that that is what happens at the new incarnation that he's coaching at Canada Prep at Pinehurst in the Niagara region. Now, in video 4, we got to talk to 2 businessmen who were involved in some regard with Niagara Football Academy. Mr. Dan Bowman, who owns a fitness equipment store in the Niagara region, supplied Niagara Football Academy with workout equipment and claims he is owed thousands of dollars and doesn't think he'll get a cent for any of the equipment he lent out. And also we got to talk to a man very interesting by the name of John Tamu, who works for Culture Shock TV. I actually think he may be the owner of Culture Shock TV, and he was a videographer hired by NFA to do highlight films of the kids that obviously never got released. John claims that's because he never saw a cent for his videography work. He also claims that he went to the US with the Spartans to some of their games and witnessed a lot of dangerous and illegal activity, I believe was his quote. And he also says that he's compiling all the footage he took and making a documentary film about Niagara Football Academy. So stay excited for that, and search the internet, because that should be coming out soon. Hopefully John will maybe post something on the site and let football fans in Canada know when that documentary comes to fruition. Now, these were all very interesting and insightful conversations I got to have in all 4 videos, and we apologize that we don't really have a fresh new statement here in the final series segment, but we do have a little quip here that we got off a site that Kyle actually directed us to. If you recall, in video 2, he said that some of the players and parents had gotten quite famous on a site called allcanadagridiron.com for their ongoing battle in regards to NFA. And allegedly, Trisha herself posted this statement on allcanadagridiron.com, and we're gonna show you that statement now, because really this is all we could dig up of what Trisha has said regarding Niagara Football Academy. Now, remember, none of the comments said in any of these videos reflect that of CanadaFootballChat.com's. These are opinions and insight from other people, outside sources, and we're simply giving them an avenue to express their opinion, good or bad, regarding the collapse at Niagara Football Academy. Here's Trisha's statement, allegedly written by Trisha herself on allcanadagridiron.com. The statement on allcanadagridiron.com reads, "This is an official post from Niagara Football Academy. We will not post after this, so contact us for further information if required. 1. We are full for the 2012 team, 40 players." So obviously this was posted as the program was starting. It actually says here Thursday the 9th of August 2012. "We are no longer accepting applications for this fall, second semester only, to prepare for the 2013-14 season, a season which obviously isn't happening. Training camp began August 6th in Niagara Falls." That was the second point. "Third, facility located 6009 Valleyway, Niagara Falls. And the phone number for that facility is 905-356-8800. A shared 110,000 square foot facility, including 3,000 square foot custom weight room, maybe the weight room that Dan Bowman supplied weights for. Former St. Mike's High School, not a church basement. Number 4, Tim Tebow will be speaking at the school Saturday, April 20th, 2013. Tickets go on sale Monday via the office." Now, Kyle made reference to this Tim Tebow speaking at the school, and it obviously never happened. Number 5, the team roster will be live on the website by the end of the month with their positions, etc. A few players include the aforementioned Kyle Ford, Matthew Boateng, Trey Ivey, Justin Vaughn, AJ Thompson, Ryan Dixon, Ray Harris, Lakel Bass, Kyle Eccles. 6, the team already has received one verbal D1 offer for running back Ray Harris, Niagara Academy 2012 grade 12 graduate, from Bowling Green, even before our first game has been played. Arlen Harris, a former NFL running back, heads up the recruiting for our student athletes and will assist them in finding a college program that fits with their academic, financial, and athletic needs. Most of our athletes will not go Division I. We will likely have more than any other school in Canada in our first year. 7, if NFA was a money grab, which many people accused it of being, wouldn't we be taking as many kids as we can and not limiting our roster to 40 and turning away paying families? Possibly a good point. 8, we do have 2 full-time quarterbacks, and yes, one is my son, that being Matthew Levasseur, who Kyle also mentioned in his interview with us. Just like all the players, starting positions are earned and they must perform to keep that position. All of our players know that. Nothing is guaranteed for anyone. And finally, 9, our program will not be affected by a teacher strike or work to rule. And the statement ends by saying, if you have concerns, contact Niagara Football Academy at 905-356-8800 or info@niagaraspartans.com. Trisha Levasseur, founder. Now, obviously, that statement was made a long time ago in August of 2012 as the program was starting. But even then, as the program was just beginning, people on All Canada Gridiron, and you can visit the site, were already criticizing the program as being a money grab, as being illegitimate. So, I mean, it's been a confusing saga here with all the info we've been given. I mean, we've heard that the program has positive means to it and could be very beneficial to athletes here in Canada. But the biggest thing that we've heard here is how unfortunate it was for these athletes, because they walked into this thinking that they were going to get cream of the crop treatment. And at the end of the day, based on what people like Kyle and the parents and even people posting on comments on this video series have said, that's just not the case. I mean, Kyle in his interview alluded to not having team buses, poor food. The parents said that there were a lot of lies being told. Things like the Tim Tebow thing going on. Obviously, that never happened. I mean, this is a very confusing turn of events on something that should have been really positive, but ended up being a fairly negative experience for almost everyone involved. Now, as I mentioned before, we tried numerous times to get in contact with the Niagara Academy representative, to no avail. And we've also tried to get in contact numerous times with Trisha Levasseur, to no avail. We tried getting in contact with more former players, to no avail as well. So I hope that you guys have gotten a fair amount of information, or at least more than what you had before, on what's become a very public and interesting story regarding Niagara Football Academy and the Niagara Academy. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching CanadaFootballChat.com's 5-part series, Niagara Football Academy, Inside the Collapse. For CanadaFootballChat.com, I'm Ryan Drury.